Hi, and welcome to my fourth video based on my book, Women Must Save the World, A Call to Action. And in this video, I'm going to invite you to imagine what a different kind of better, safer world we could have with feminine type of leadership. And before you start, thinking, she's too liberal, she doesn't understand how the world works, and all those things, and this could never happen. How could we possibly live in this different world? I ask you to put all those things aside and just consider how you might feel if you lived in this different kind of world. And I'm going to be talking about 9 concepts that I think are fundamental to developing this safer, better world. All right, concept number 1. I would ask every single person, whether he, she, it, they, on the planet, to consider themselves to be part of a global family. And that doesn't mean that you don't have closer relationships and feelings about your immediate family, your children, grandchildren, etc. But I'm asking people to think about, what if you fondly thought of people living in a different country? Maybe if you're in the United States, you thought about people, for example, in Bangladesh, as being part of your family. So it's just a mind shift. That's concept number 1. Concept number 2. I would like to see a new form of governance. And I don't say government, I say governance. And I'd like this to happen by studying all of the kinds of governments we've had in the world. Democracies, socialism, autocratic societies, and think about taking the best of each one and being open-minded about it. And I know a lot of people in the United States say, democracy has its problems, but it's the best thing in the world. But I'm saying, please consider some of the other forms of governance and see if we can't come up with a better one. Number 3, I would like to see the world eliminate all military and defense budgets. And if not eliminate, at least reduce them significantly. And I know that even now, the U.S. is considering a $895 billion 2025 budget. And I'm saying, let's do away with all the defense budgets. Then we don't have to worry about atomic bombs, maybe biochemical warfare, and we'll keep some weapons for hunting and things like that, but not to destroy another country or the world. Number 4, the world would adopt some new laws that said if a company or an individual did major harm to the people, a person, or the planet, there would be serious consequences. Right now, for example, in the United States, if serious harm is done to the planet, companies often pay a fine, and sometimes it's a quite large fine. But I'm saying nobody goes to jail necessarily. There aren't real dire consequences to either the people who did this harm or to the company. You just pay a fine. Number 5, I would like to see free sharing of information. And that includes both technology and medical information, for example. And right now, we are so competitive in the world that new technology is being developed that can help many people on the planet, but there's a reluctance to share that until a huge profit is made. So I'm saying let's freely share not just technology, but definitely all the medical information that we have with one another. Number 6, and again, I ask you to keep an open mind. I would like to see all people in the world have basic food, shelter, and medicine. And right now, we see people in many countries who are starving, especially children, or they don't have a roof over their head. They're wandering in the cold or the heat. And that just seems so unnecessary, particularly if we start saving money from military budgets and defense. And the world has a lot of resources that are untapped and are not being used. So I'm not saying do away with capitalism, entirely. People could still, work and desire a bigger home or more money or whatever it is. But let's give everybody just the sheer basics so that they can live and have a decent life. Number 7, no religion or religious authority could wage war or cause harm to another people or country based on religion. It's kind of ridiculous what we see happening, even today in the world. It's been like this for ages. The old Crusades, and now we have war in the Middle East, primarily over religion. And of course, territory too. And that takes me to my next point, territorial expansion. I'd like to see the world get together, representatives from multiple, countries, all countries, and determine what's fair based on what countries currently have today, and then outlaw any territorial expansion. So something like that would do away with an example of Russia invading Ukraine and causing a war, and also causing all the other countries surrounding them, the NATO countries, to have to pour more money into protecting themselves. It just doesn't make sense to me. And finally, number 9, I would like to see both the United States and China stop trying to be the number one, have a superior stance against all other countries. Because again, that just promotes competition and ill will. And also having to put more money into military defense. So it's not that we can't have great countries, and many great countries. In fact, ideally, I would like to see every country be a great superior country. Now, I know you might be thinking this is pie in the sky, totally unrealistic. Nobody wants to buy in, and there's going to be a lot of pushback. And I know that's all true. But let's consider the alternative. We continue as we are, with starving people around the world, feeling insecure with threats of an atomic war or biochemical warfare, and continued leadership by the patriarchy. Is that how we want the world to continue, or do we want to at least consider a different way so that we do create a better, safer world? Thanks for watching and listening. The next video is going to be about prejudices and biases, and we all have them, including me. Thank you.